I was scrolling down my YouTube feed when I saw the same strange character popping up through multiple videos. They were just everywhere and I couldn't get away from them. So I decided to check out its origins. And that's how I discovered the amazing digital circus. Now, before you click off, I promise you, this is a Murderous video. But this will be different from my other videos. While those were theory videos, this will be one part review and one part nostalgia, going over my experience with the show and how it has affected me. So, please stick around and enjoy my experience with Murder Drones. Hey guys, so this one's gonna be a little different. Normally when I do these videos, I have a script that I write down, but I was having some serious writer's block while writing the script, and I really wanted this video to come out good, so I decided, fuck it, let's free record. So if I sound a little different, that's why. Also, I just realized that this video idea is basically what Yaxter did a couple months ago. But I've been meaning to want to make this video anyway, even before that one, so just imagine this as my version or segment for that video. So yeah, my first exposure to Murderous was through the Amazing Digital Circus. Call me a fake fan all you want, but I have contributed more to the show and the community than Jay. All the Jay fans are gonna hate me for that one. But it's funny, because I remember when I first saw the Amazing Digital Circus, I realized it was made by Glitch, and I thought to myself, wait, Glitch? The same people who made Meta Runner and the guys behind SMG4? Yeah, so I'm not a Day 1 Murderous fan, but I was there Day 1 for Glitch. Although, I've never finished Meta Runner, so don't ask me any questions about that. But yeah, eventually I stumbled across Murder Drones and decided to check it out, and I have to admit, I wasn't too impressed by the first episode. I mean, I liked it well enough. The characters were interesting, and so was the world building. So it had enough of a hook to get me in and want to see more. But that first episode is a little rough in some places. It's a good first episode, but I don't think it's the absolute hook of the series. Episode 2 definitely got me more into the show though. The horror aspect just being elevated. Now, I'm a huge horror fan, so this is just right up my alley. The perfect mixture of horror and weird uniqueness that I can't just help but enjoy. It's a weird melting pot of a bunch of different genres and I love it. It was also neat finding out that the Murderous were just small fry and that there was a bigger mystery lingering in the background with an even bigger bad. So then we get to episode 3, and this is where I fell in love with the show. Like, oh my god, the introduction of the absolute solver users, perfect. Just adds to the mysteries, evens up the playing field, and the action, the music. This was just a great episode. And then we have Doll, who is a great side villain. She serves her role perfectly of being both a threat and as a gateway into the solver mystery and Uzi's origin. Speaking of which, I think this is probably a good spot to talk about the characters. I liked Uzi since the first episode. From her purple color scheme, to her angsty teen attitude, to her gremlin-like character. And by the end of the series, she became my favorite character. She's literally my spirit animal. And however, oh boy, I am a sucker for nice guy characters, so I can't just help but adore this little guy. And he has consistently been one of, if not the funniest characters in the show. Episode 3 is also when I really started to like V. She clearly knows more about what's going on than she's letting on, yet something's holding her back, some internal fear. And that internal fear makes her both an interesting character and just helps the plot of the show, because now you know that whatever's out there, V, the sadistic one, the killing machine, is scared shitless of it. So then we go to episode 4, which initially, I didn't like this episode at first. Mainly because I was bothered by how drones were just dying left and right and no one seemed to care. But on rewatch I realized I was just being silly, and honestly it's hilarious. This is just the show's sense of humor that I grew to love. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this, but episode 3 and 4 is also when I really became invested in Ann and Uzi's relationship. They by far in my opinion have the best dynamic in the show. I know a lot of people complain that Ann is dependent a little too much on Uzi, and I can see why people are bothered by that, but personally, I like to see them more like they balance each other out. Without N, Uzi probably would have gone too far and eventually being consumed by the episode Solver, and without Uzi, N wouldn't know how to stand up for himself like it did to V in episode 4. They help each other grow, and together they are more than their individual parts. Then we go into episode 5. So now we're going to episode 6. Okay. Real talk. I don't mind episode 5 that much. Like, it gives us a lot of lore. It's mainly there as a lore episode. And I think the reason why a lot of people don't like it is because the lore is kind of overshadowed by the comedy, which is not that great in this episode. You know, besides any scene with Sin. So, I don't hate this episode, and like I said, it did give us Sin. Also, it gave us Lord Frumple Peak. So then we go to episode 6, and I just love this episode. Okay, first of all, I just love this episode for one reason. The Sentinels. Jurassic Park is one of my favorite movies growing up, so you're creating an episode that is clearly inspired by Jurassic Park, specifically the Velociraptor scenes, arguably one of the best scenes in the entire movie, and adding it to Murder Drones. Like, it just, for some reason, it works. It just works. I don't know how else to explain it. It works. Like, dude, the Sentinels are such a cool design. Like, oh my god. Oh, this show has so much creativity in it. I love it. And then it gave us Sparky, who's just a good little dingo. How can you not like Sparky, man? He's great. And then we get to the cliffhanger where V dies. Now, this is when I realized how much I really love the show, because I actually was torn when V was killed off. I say killed off in quotations, but we all know what happened. I felt like because of this, I got into Murderous at a perfect time. I don't know if I would have gotten into it if I saw it as it aired with month gaps between episodes. But seeing it all like this is definitely a more enjoyable experience, at least for me. And like I said, I just really got invested in these characters. Like, they're great. So lucky for me, I only have to wait 4 months for episode 7. And this episode. So good. First of all, let's just talk about the budget increase. This is by far one of the best looking indie shows on YouTube. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of 3D CG animation, but my god, this show makes it work. It just fits the atmosphere so perfectly. And then this episode to me is near perfect. Everything which is moving towards the climax, the mystery coming to conclusion, characters all getting together, and the action. Oh my god, the action of this episode, the fight scenes. By far the best fight in the series up to this point. And then finally, the emotional crux of the series, Uzi's and Ann's relationship coming closer. Do I need to say more? I'm at a loss for words here, guys. But the cherry on top of this delicious sundae, the reveal of Sin. Sin to me is just near perfect. From her design to her character herself. First off, this is just the best design in the entire show. And this is one of my favorite horror designs ever. Like, seriously, it's so good, perfect. This amalgamation of both innocently cute and eldritch horror. Like, it's clear this was always Liam's end goal, and that he put a lot of effort into this particular design. Like, it just made me really want to see the next episode and see this character in action. So with that, we get one final cliffhanger before the finale. And after that, I'm not sure what happened, because for some reason, Murder Drones just kind of left my mind. Like, it was always in the back there, but for some reason, it wasn't in the front of my mind like it is now. I mean, maybe that's changed because I'm doing a lot of videos on it, but maybe I was just busy at work or games or other stuff. I'm not sure. I kind of just almost forgot about it for some reason. So when the finale dropped, I was like, wait, it's here already? Like, I was shocked. Like, this almost shadow dropped for me. I don't know why. I remember I was getting back from work and getting onto my bed to relax for a little, scrolling on YouTube, and that's when I noticed the finale. And oh my god, this episode is fucking peak! First off, the animation. Episode 7 already looked gorgeous, but my god, is this probably the most beautiful indie show on YouTube. And I just loved everything about this episode. From the hype return of V, to these just great action scenes, to these horror scenes, to Sin. Like, it was all just almost perfect. It was all on point. So first, let's talk about Sin. This character is just so good. Alana Fitzgerald really, just really helps bring this character to life. And she just dominates every scene she's in. Whether that's being the funniest character on screen, or the scariest. Like, Jesus, that scene where she's mauling an N, I realized, like, wow, you can get away with so much stuff just because they're robots. And then the hallway scene, perfect. But nothing tops the final battle. I'm just a huge sucker for cool ass fight scenes, and Liam just clearly said, you know what, I want to make a cool ass fight scene. And my god, and this, it's not just well animated, but the fight choreography is on point. Like, seriously, it has such a great flow to it, and so many memorable moments, that it's impossible not to get into it. And with that, we got the conclusion of the show, which, I don't hate it. I like the conclusion of the show, but I'm not gonna deny that it feels more like a season finale than a series finale. You know, I know people like to make fun of us for begging for season 2, and I get it, we should just be patient, but when you leave us hanging like that, and then you say that this is a series finale, like, it definitely makes you want more. But yeah, after that, I just became insanely obsessed with Murder Drones, and it's still to this day my favorite indie show. And I've seen a lot of indie shows since then. So normally that's where our story would end, but then something happened. There was one question in the back of my mind that always bothered me, and that was about Sin the Absolute Solver. Everyone was too busy reviewing the finale and talking about it and its controversy that no one was doing any videos focusing on Sin. And I checked, a lot of stuff on YouTube and Reddit thought that it was the Absolute Solver all along and not Sin, and a lot of those videos and theories were made before the finale. And I personally wasn't a fan of Sin just being a puppet for the Absolute Solver, so I started doing some digging and creating my own headcanons. But the more I thought about it and the more I digged, the more things started to make sense and just clicked. So I decided, fine, I'll do it myself. And I made that first Sin video. And when I made that first video, the point of that first video was never to prove a point, never to prove that it's Sin and not the Absolute Solver. It was meant as my personal thank you to both the community and Murder Drones, as a way to give back to it, by giving my own interpretation and ideas on one of the show's biggest mysteries. And you know, I expected only like a couple hundred, maybe 300 people to watch that first video, but that didn't bother me as long as there's people that either liked the idea or used it to create their own unique ideas. That's all I wanted. But then 3 days later, I wake up one morning getting ready for work, I check on the status of that video, and I see it's at 3,000 views and growing. Next hour, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. It was just growing rapidly. And I thought to myself, what the heck happened? Where did you guys all come from? Like, I was completely flabbergasted. Like, there's so many people now watching my video. And the weird part about it, you all liked it. Like, so many people were commenting on my video, liking it, sharing their own ideas, or countering my ideas in very nice and respectful ways. Like, I was just overwhelmed. You guys left so many ideas that I had to turn my two-parter into a trilogy. Like, seriously, congratulations to you guys. That being said, you guys and Murderous as a whole has really changed my life. Like, to a lot of people, this is just a silly, fun little show about silly, fun, terrifying robots. But to me, it's now something more. To me, it's giving me a chance to give back to a community that I'm quite fond of and become a part of. It has given a chance for my channel to grow, which now is a good time to probably talk about this. These, my experience with videos, as I'm calling them, are really what I want my channel to be known for. I want to do more videos like this on different things I like, whether that be games, movies, shows. If you see my channel, you'll see my first video is my experience with video on Halo 2, which that video did super poorly. But besides that, these are still the type of videos I really want to do. So while I am thankful to Murder Drones and you guys for helping me and this channel grow, I want to do more than just Murder Drone videos. I'll definitely come back and do a video here and there every now and then, but I do want to grow and expand this channel to something special. And I hope you guys will join me for this ride and see this channel grow. So yeah, if this video gets 2,000 views, I'll consider it a success and start making more videos like this on different topics and interests I have. And just for fun, since I am super late on this and my 500 sub special, I'll let you guys decide on what the next My Experience with video will be on. Here's a quick list of some of my interests. I say quick, not short. So that being said, I just want to say one final thank you to you guys and to Murderous for completely changing my life. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.
And then our time concludes, and far beyond the stars we float forever.